Hey everyone, welcome to another video. We have got the Critics' Choice Awards today. It's time to get into my full reaction for that awards ceremony. We had the Golden Globe nominations, a little bit of chaos there. I really am looking forward to seeing what the critics have decided is worthy of a nomination and what they're kind of predicting for the Academy Awards. As for me, I don't really have too many predictions, to be honest. The Critics' Choice are a little bit of a happy middle between the Golden Globes and the Oscars, so there is a little bit of chaos there, but they really just try to predict what happens at the Oscars, sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully. So, let's get into these awards. So for Best Score, they got Poor Things, which was entirely expected. Society of the Snow, that's pretty insane pick to me. I haven't seen that appear anywhere in this category. Oppenheimer, of course. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, another pretty great pick. Killers of the Flower Moon, and Barbie. So disappointingly, no The Boy and the Heron there. That is very, very much of a letdown for me personally. One of the best scores of the year, hands down. For song, they went with the three Barbie songs, so Dance the Night, I'm Just Ken, and What Was I Made For? All shoo-ins. One of them will miss at the Academy Awards due to their eligibility rules. The other ones were Peaches from the Mario Brothers movie. I've been saying it. I think it's going to show up at the Academy Awards. I know some people don't like that song at all, but it was a huge hit and many people were talking about it. So you really just cannot deny its impact, despite the fact that it is a little gimmicky overall. Then we have Rustin, which I really thought that song was quite forgettable, but it's made it in here as well as the Globe, so we have to take it seriously. As well as This Wish from Wish. Best Foreign Language Film, they went with some shockers here. So Anatomy of a Fall, Godzilla -1. People were wondering if that was going to show up. That had some massive buzz coming out of the theater for many people. So very welcome addition for everyone who's seen that film and loved it. Perfect Days gets in. That is an encouraging sign for Japan's submission. We'll see if it has the legs to get to an Academy Award nomination, but it really needs to start showing up somewhere, and it has here. Society of the Snow gets in, of course. The Taste of Things gets in, which is another good sign for France's submission. Once again, they did not put forward Anatomy of a Fall. And The Zone of Interest, of course, gets in. Really no shock there. No Fallen Leaves, that did really well at the Golden Globes. So to not see it rock up here, not a very good sign. It might just be that the Globes really, really loved that movie and no one else did. Best Visual Effects. This is the first time we've seen this category pop up in a major award show before the Oscars. So I'm very excited to see this list. We have The Creator. Great pick. Despite what you may think about that movie, what it does with visual effects is very innovative and just excellent for the type of budget it has. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, big Marvel movie. It did look quite pretty, so very much expected there. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, I do think they are going to reward more practical effects here, and that is a slot that they're going to do it with. Oppenheimer, not going to make it to the Academy Awards, but it does here. Kind of a travesty. It probably should be winning everywhere. Poor Things gets in. Very shocking there. I really don't mind the visual effects, but I do think it's just got tremendous production design and the visual effects help enhance it. So it's not the biggest part of that movie like some of these other films. And then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It's not very often that you see an animated film get nominated here, but here we go. Costume design. We have Barbie. Wonka gets in here. The Color Purple. Poor Things. Killers of the Flower Moon. And Napoleon. So Oppenheimer doesn't get a look in here. It was kind of on the fringe there. Does not make it here. I'm kind of like the Napoleon pick. Once again, despite what you may think about that movie, the costumes and production design are pretty fantastic overall. Best editing, we have Air, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Maestro. Not a bad selection. I honestly have been holding out hope that The Killer might get a nomination in one of these categories because the editing is absolutely superb in that film. So I am a little bit disappointed there. Alright, let's fucking go. I really love this production design category. We have Saltburn. Amazing pick. Amazing pick. Oppenheimer. Really great pick. They built a whole town. It's very well advertised what they did here. Killers of the Flower Moon. It has fantastic production design. Kind of a similar thing. They kind of built a town. Barbie will probably win across the board. I mean, everything looks like a Barbie playset. It's pretty insane. Poor Things, of course, with its wacky world design, incredible stuff, and Asteroid City. I love that pick, and I really want it to get in at the Academy Awards. This is a very great sign for Asteroid City. I want it to show up somewhere, and it does here. Alright, let's get into original screenplay now. So we have May, December, very much expected, I think. A very great pick overall. Air gets in here. Maestro gets in. Barbie gets in, The Holdovers gets in, and Past Lives gets in. They're showing that they're not quite a fan of Anatomy of a Fall. It gets snubbed here. Very much expected it was going to get into this category because, well, it has everywhere else, and it looks quite strong in screenplay. So to see it miss, not a good sign at all, I think. And it really is starting to show the fact that France, who has not submitted this film, may have hurt Anatomy of a Fall's chances at really being an incredibly strong player at the Academy Awards. It might just be a one-off thing for the critics. We'll wait and see, but you don't want that to happen. Adapted screenplay, you have Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, All of Us Strangers, American Fiction, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon. Getting pretty crazy now. No, The Zone of Interest. That is just insane, I think. I think it has done pretty well overall in this category. So to see this and Anatomy of a Fall really underperform here, I'm starting to think that it might just be an outlier and it's just this award show. And I'm starting to really get an idea of why some people were not very happy with how this selection of nominations has turned out. For Best Young Actor / Actress, we have Abby Ryder Fortson from Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, Ariana Greenblatt from Barbie, Carla Lane from Wonka, Milo Machado Grainer from Anatomy of a Fall, Dominic Sessa from The Holdovers, and Madeline Una Voiles from The Creator. I really like seeing her show up, and just individually looking at each of these categories with merit, instead of just going, okay, this one's got Best Picture, let's just sprinkle it in everywhere. So it's nice to see her show up because she does give a really great performance in The Creator. Best Supporting Actress, let's go.
Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer.
There we go, she's in.
Danielle Brooks, The Color Purple. America Ferrera.
Oh, we're shaking it up already.
Foster, Naya. Julianne Moore.
Okay, that's
May
good.
December. Divine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers.
Already a little bit of shaking it up from the Globes. We have America Ferrera now for Barbie in, and Jodie Foster remains strong with another nominations. It might not just be a Critics' Choice thing. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know still if she's going to pan out for the Academy Awards. Who knows? But as of right now, big snubs. Biggest one being Rosamund Pike for me, for Saltburn. I really, really love that performance. A lot of people also thought Rachel McAdams was going to appear here for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. That has not panned out. Best Supporting Actor.
Sterling K. Brown.
Oh, Sterling K. Brown. Okay.
Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Expected.
Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer.
Expected.
Ryan Gosling, Barbie. Charles Melton, May December. Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things.
Okay. This could mean that Willem Dafoe is on very shaky ground for Poor Things. I only went with one of the Poor Things boys with Mark Ruffalo. And honestly, I think that's going to track with the Academy Awards. I don't think Willem Dafoe or Sterling K. Brown will really get a mention for the Academy Award nominations personally. But they're kind of battling it out for that 6th slot in Supporting Actor.
Best Actress category. Take a look. Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hewlett, Anatomy of a Fall. Greta Lee, Past Lives. Carey Mulligan, Maestro. Margot Robbie, Barbie. Emma Stone, Poor Thing.
That's pretty much on track with what the Globes are going and everyone's doing. It's not the most out there 6 nominees. We're pretty much expecting all of these people to show up, and they have. No shocks yet.
Critics' Choice Award designation as Best Actor. Watch. Bradley Cooper, Maestro.
No shocks yet.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
Coleman Domingo, Rusty.
Ooh.
Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers. Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer. Jeffrey Wright, American Fiction.
Still, these nominees aren't entirely shocking. We have Coleman Domingo in for Roston. It does show that he is a really, really strong contender and could be a potential lock for the Academy Award nomination. I may have underestimated him. We'll have to see for the future award shows, but he's so far tracking to be quite strong. The rest of the nominees have been showing up everywhere too, so they all remain strong within their category.
Now to the people who actually make the movies. The look now at Best Director. Bradley Cooper, Maestro.
Expected.
Greta Gerwig, Barbara. Yorgos Lanthimos.
No shocks yet.
Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer. Alexander
Oh, okay.
Martin Scorsese.
Oh, I thought they were going to snub him for a second. So there were quite a few snubs here, actually. So there is no Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest, which was a very strong contender. You also had Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall get snubbed, and one that was really disappointing for me was Celine Song for Past Lives. Bit of a shame.
And our final category announcement this morning. Who are the Critics' Choice selections for Best Picture? American Fiction.
Expected.
Barbara. The Color Purple.
Oh, Color Purple gets in, okay.
The Holdovers. Killers of the Flower Moon. Maestro. Oppenheimer. Past Lives.
Yes! Past Lives does get in, okay.
Poor Things.
Poor Things gets in, awesome.
Saltburn.
Saltburn! Woo-wee! Saltburn gets in. I did hear that there was a little bit of chaos at the Critics' Choice. That seems to be the real chaotic pick. Saltburn getting in for Best Picture. Honestly, I love that pick. If you've seen this channel for an extended period of time, you know that I highly, highly rate that movie. So I'm not mad at that pick. Who knows, it could be enough to launch it into getting nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. We'll have to wait and see. But that is a great, great sign. But it seems like the Critics' Choice don't like foreign movies this year, because The Zone of Interest and Anatomy of a Fall did not get nominated for Best Picture. Massive snubs, truly massive snubs. Two films that are really trying to get that 9th or 10th Best Picture slot missing here is not very good. They need to get as much as they can get beforehand. Anatomy of a Fall has been tracking well overall, and so is The Zone of Interest, but to not see them show up here is probably very disappointing for a lot of fans of those movies. Overall, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not the most insane amount of nominations. A lot of the stuff in there is what we're pretty much expecting to track, so I'm not really sure about some of the crazy controversy surrounding this award show in particular. I think the snubs of The Zone of Interest and Anatomy of a Fall are a little bit damning. Of course, you do want to see a lot of international representation at these award shows, and to see it miss out on some pretty major categories is of course a shame. But when you look at it just by itself, it just might be an outlier, and as we progress through award season, the Critics' Choice might mean less and less as we progress. If I were to pick, sure, I'd probably prefer the Golden Globe nominations, surprisingly, because when they went chaotic, they made some pretty fun and inspired choices instead of something that was a little bit more tame and boring. This one just played it so safe, so I guess I am a little bit disappointed. I was expecting a few more shocks. A really good, pleasant surprise for me personally was Saltburn. I know a lot of people hate that movie, but I really love it. It's one of my favorite films of the year, so I'm really happy to see it show up. And those are the Critics' Choice nominations. Let me know what you think about these noms in the comments below. I really want to continue this discussion. Award season is really heating up, and it's getting really exciting. I cannot wait to see what the BAFTAs do and all of the guilds as we progress and get to the Academy Awards. I think my predictions in terms of who is getting nominated for Academy Awards is becoming a lot more clearer by the day. So I really look forward to getting a predictions video out to you sometime soon, hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. Those videos take a very long time to make. But with that said, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.